Hey there, friends. My name is Erin Dunlap. You may know me from the Orange Room at Fo's Church, and you also may have seen me as a safari guide when you go to check into the kid church. So I am here today to help you participate in a live camp. I hope that you are so excited. I am so excited. So today I'm going to be showing you the basics of volleyball. So if you are interested in learning how to play and learning some cool activities that you could do at home to help you practice, then this video is for you. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to show you our goals for today, okay? So today I would like to talk to you about the rules of volleyball, just some of the main things that you can understand so that when you go to play, you know what to do and you know how to play and you know the rules. I'm going to show you the ready position and the platform, okay? That's the way that you should stand and the way that you should hold your arms. I'm going to talk to you about passing basics. Sometimes you might have heard that called a bump. So we're going to talk about how to do that. We're going to talk about setting basics, okay? Setting is a really important part in volleyball. And then I'm going to talk to you about underhand serving, okay? If you are a more advanced player, you may know how to overhand serve. And it's also something that you could try. But I'm just going to focus on underhand serving today because if you're new to volleyball, trying to overhand serve might just kind of bust your confidence a little bit. And I don't want that for you. One of the best ways is to just be able to learn how to serve underhand. And then once you feel really comfortable with that, then you can start practicing overhand. Because that way, if you can underhand serve, you can at least get it over the net. And that's really important in volleyball. And then last, I'm going to show you some drills that you could do at home. That's what this whole camp is about, for you to be able to exercise and practice some things that you can learn how to play and hone your skills. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to go through this pretty quick. You can always come back and watch again. This is a net, okay, right here. And I just wanted to show you what that looks like. A lot of times in a gym, you'll see these big poles and the pads, okay? And the reason I'm showing you this picture is because of this right here. These are called like antennas. And what they do is they show you the playable boundary of volleyball. So everything on the inside of the net where the court is on the inside of the antenna is considered in. But if you hit it on the other side of the antenna, then that would be out of bounds, okay? Don't get scared here. I know there's a lot of extra stuff on this page that you don't really need to know. If you want to know, these are the heights of the nets for men and women. And then they just show you how long the court is and the serving area and stuff like that. We're going to focus just what's right here, okay? This is how you stand on the court. There are 6 players on a court at a time. And you don't always stay in the same place for the whole game, okay? Every time there's a change of possession, every time you get the ball back, your team gets the ball back, and we'll talk about how that works too a little bit later, then everybody rotates, okay? This is how you move, okay? So in the positions, you see we have a front row or forward row, and then we have a back row, okay? So this is how it works. When you rotate, everybody moves one position. So if you're in the front right, then you're going to move to the right in the back. And then if you're in the right back, you're going to move to the center or the middle. If you're in the middle, then you're going to move to the left back. Okay? If you're left back, you're going to move to the left front or left forward. And if you're left forward, you're going to move to the center forward, and the center forward's going to move to the right forward. And it goes that way on both sides here, you can see. Okay, it all goes with the serving position. Your serving position's right here and right here. Okay, so a volleyball match consists of 3 sets to 25. Okay, and a team wins the match If they get two, they win 2 out of the 3 sets. Okay, so that's how volleyball works. They'll always play 3, what we think of as games. Those are actually sets. And if they win 2 out of the 3 sets, then they win the game. Okay, they win the match. 3 main things make up the game of volleyball, okay? It doesn't always happen this way because the ball doesn't always do what we want it to do, but mainly you'll see the players do 3 things. They're going to bump, they're going to set, and they're going to spike, okay? A team has 3 hits to get the ball over to their opponent's side, okay? And the goal is to keep the ball in the air on your side, okay? So if the ball comes over from the other side and it's out of bounds, we don't want to play that ball. But if it's inbounds, we hit it. And no matter where it goes, inbounds or outbounds, we have 3 hits to get it back over on the other side of the net inbounds for the other players. A point is scored, okay? They do 1 point at a time. So it's not like basketball where you can have a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer. It's just 1 point every time. Okay, points are scored by landing a ball in the other team's court, okay? So you have this volley. This is why they call it volleyball. Volleyball is hitting it back and forth over the net, okay? And like I said, you have 3 chances on each side to get the ball over. But if the ball lands on your side of the court, the other team gets a point, okay? If the ball hits the line of the court, it is considered in, okay? So sometimes it can be really close, but if it touches that line, then that ball is in. So it's still playable if it's going towards the line. You can't touch the ball 2 times in a row, okay? You can hit it to another player who can hit it back to you, but you can't hit it twice in a row. Any body part can be used to contact the ball. We think of volleyball as always hitting it with your arms, but sometimes it might bounce off your foot. It might bounce off your head. Now, we don't encourage to hit it with the head or hit it with the foot, but if it does, it's a playable ball and it counts as a hit. Another thing that you can't do is carry, catch, lift, or throw the ball, okay? And we'll talk a little bit about what a carry looks like when we talk about setting. You can't catch the ball with your hands. You can't like kind of hold it in your hands and just kind of lift it up. And you can't take it and throw it, okay? Any store-bought volleyball will do, okay? But if you're a beginner and you're a little kid, this is a great beginner volleyball, okay? They're a little expensive. They're about $30, $35. But it's the Tachikara SVMN Volley Light. It's made for younger kids. It's softer. It's lighter. It's going to go a little bit easier on your arms, okay? So this would be a great volleyball to start, especially if you're really serious about playing. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the ready position. Sometimes you'll hear it called the loaded position and how to hold your hands. If you look at this picture right here, you notice that her knees are slightly bent. She's leaning forward, okay, back is bent forward, and her arms are out open. You want to have your hands free to do something other than bump sometimes. So that's why the hands are out, okay? So knees slightly bent, back leaning forward, and arms out, elbows. You don't want to lock your elbows straight. You want to have them bent a little bit and just ready to move, okay? You want real relaxed and comfortable, okay? Here's a little video on how to hold your hands.
Another way to form a platform is to cross one palm inside the other palm of your hand. Put both thumbs together. Good. And point the thumbs down to the ground.
Always remember that if you are left-handed, everything's just going to be reversed for you, okay? So if I say right foot forward, you're going to put a left foot forward. If somebody says put the right hand in the left hand, you're going to put the left hand in the right hand. So for you left-handers out there, you just reverse the positions, the hands and everything, what works for you, okay?
So now you notice that the elbows are straight. In order to keep the elbows straight, which is what's needed to pass a ball, the thumbs are always kept pointed to the ground.
Okay, and I'm just going to stop there. If you notice, what they're doing when they do that is they create something called a platform, okay? A platform is the flat area on your arms that you create when you put your hands together like this to hit the ball, okay? So when you take your hands and you put them together and you put them out like that, you can even see right here on my camera even with my arms, you can see it's very, very flat, okay? It's like a flat surface. It's a platform, and you will hit the ball with that platform. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about that will just get you playing volleyball right away is passing, okay? Sometimes you hear that called bumping. The first thing you're going to hear this gentleman talk about is where to hit the ball on your platform, okay? The first thing he says is that you hit it right above where you would wear a watch, okay? So look at your arm, okay? Take a look on where you would wear your watch, okay? Right here on your wrist, and you want to hit the ball right behind that, okay? So watch what he does here, and then he goes through the motions on how to pass. A bump is really just meant to get the ball to another player, okay? And so you just want to kind of pop it up high so that another player can come and get it, okay? So watch what he does here.
So the ideal spot is just above where you wear your watch.
So they show it here. So he just is down. He just comes up a little bit with his arms. You notice he's not swinging. And look where that ball is. Right there just above his wrists.
Now we'll talk about how to pass the ball to the target. Once you're set up with your feet in medium posture and you form your platform together in one motion, you want to shoot your platform at your knees, contact the ball at your waist, and finish at your chest. This passing motion called knee-waist sternum will help you move the ball to where you want to go. You could use a little bit of leg and a little bit of waist when you're passing, but generally most of your power and control should come from your arms. This is what it looks like from the profile for the passing motion.
So watch what he does here.
Knee-waist sternum.
So you see his arms start out and then they come together and then up. What you want to make sure that you never do is bring your arms way up above your chin, okay? You want to stop here at your chest. If you're coming anywhere higher than that, then your ball is going to be going the other way and you're going to lose control. Control is really important in volleyball, and that's something that you really want to work on when you practice some of these things, okay? Now we're going to talk about setting, okay? So we've bumped. Then we're going to set. I'm not covering spiking today because that's just more of an advanced skill. You really want to work on your bumping, your setting, your serving. So this is an Olympic volleyball player. Her name is Misty Mays, I believe. And she is going to show you how to set.
The first key to setting is proper body positioning. Your right leg should be slightly in front of your left, knees bent, shoulders in front of your toes. Now this is going to vary from player to player. Some setters are tall,
Again,
some are
if you're
short.
left-handed,
so it's just finding that happy medium that
switch
you're
it.
comfortable with. Second is hand positioning. You want your elbows slightly out a little bit. Hands are going to form to the ball. Index fingers and thumbs are going to stay equal distance.
Okay, I'm just going to stop her right there for a second. This is what I always tell my players. When you have your hands like that, you want to pretend that you're holding a big 2-liter bottle of soda, okay? Or whatever your favorite drink is. It could be Gatorade or whatever. Just imagine you have a big 2-liter bottle full of it and you're holding it in your hands, okay? Like this. And when you go to set, you act like you're taking a drink, right? You're going to put it up like this, go, right? Okay. And when you go to set, you want to make sure that your ball is in that space, okay, in between your hands, okay?
When receiving, right through the delivery. The very last thing is the delivery. Now it's very important to get under the ball every time you set. Make sure your hips are facing the target. You should be waiting in the proper setting, positioning, waiting for that ball to come down. As soon as it's in your hands, your weight is going to transfer from your back foot to your front foot, and everything should follow
push
right
out
to where you want that ball to go. Now if I bring it down below, I might get called for a carry. If I bring my hands up one at a time and hit the ball not simultaneously, I might get called for a double.
Okay, so hands, and then you just push out, okay? Straighten your arms out, push straight out and lift that ball up, okay? And you can watch these videos as many times as you want. Just rewind it a few seconds to watch the setting, rewind it a few seconds to watch the passing, pause it, and work on that formation. The technique is so important in volleyball. If there's anything I want to stress to you about this, it's not just about hitting the ball wherever. There's really some technique involved. And if you really want to learn how to play volleyball well, then that technique is something you're really going to have to work on. It's really hard to focus on thinking about it while you play. All right. This is pretty intense, okay? Because serving is a huge part of volleyball, okay? So, this is like a little step-by-step thing that you can do to learn how to underhand serve. All right, now I've put some notes on here and I'll just pause and talk through them, okay? So the first thing you want to do is get into your serving position. Okay, if you are right-handed, okay, like this player is, your right foot is going to be back and your left foot will be forward. Okay, just like you see there. If you're left-handed, you're going to have to reverse it. Left foot back, right foot forward. Okay, the next thing you're going to do just to start practicing is you're just going to shift your weight from the front foot to the back foot. Okay, watch what she does here. Rock, rock, rock. After you've rocked back and forth and you've just practiced shifting that weight from front to back, then you're going to bring your arm in, okay? Have your arm straight, but also relaxed. You don't want to lock it too hard, okay? And you're just going to swing straight back, straight forward, straight back, straight forward. Watch here. Add in those arms. Here's how you hold the ball. You want to cup your hand under the ball, but also make sure that you have a little room over here to be able to hit the ball with your other hand. Now, if you're left-handed, you're going to be holding the ball in your right hand and hitting with your left. So again, just trying to reverse that image. You want the ball on the other side so that you have room to hit it over here if you are left-handed. Okay, so you notice she kind of had her palm out at first and she kind of brings her hands in a little bit so that she has some room to hit the ball right here. Okay, because if you hit your hand when you're hitting the ball is going to go all over the place. Okay, now you want to practice just swinging with the ball in your hand. What she's doing here is turning towards the middle of the court. That's just going to increase your chances that if for some reason you mess up, you do hit your hand, or something else happens, that the ball has a better chance of landing on the court, okay? Here is how you want to hold your hand, okay? You want to have your palm up towards the ceiling, okay? You don't want to hold it to the side, be hitting it with your thumb. You want your thumb off to the side, okay? Let's see if I can get a good view in the camera here, okay? And you're just going to be hitting it right here on your wrist, okay? So this is the proper way to hold your hands. This is not the proper way to hold your hands, okay? You notice that it's not flat there. She's got that bump from her thumb, and that's going to cause you to lose control of the ball. And finally, once you've rocked back and forth, you've added in that arm, you've learned how to hold the ball, you're rocking back and forth with that ball in your hand, okay? Notice how that ball stays straight. She never moves the hand with the ball in it, okay? The only thing that moves is the hand that's going to hit it, okay? I like to call this rock and pop, okay? So you just rock forward, and pop that ball. I've got it here a few times for you. Watch. Back, rock forward, pop that ball. And there is how you serve. Takes a lot of practice. And finally, You are ready to go. Here are some drills that you can do at home now that you've practiced the formation, you know what the rules are, and shows you some things that you can do at home to practice volleyball.
So the first thing that you can do is just get touches in by yourself. So something you can do is just touch the ball like this and go back and forth. Just good rhythm to get your hands and your arms used to the feel of the ball and being able to control it. Maybe like looking at someone and talking to them while you do this can be helpful. Another thing you can do is pass the ball by yourself. Just practicing good touch on the platform and control. So that was actually you stay in one spot. Really good at doing this. You can also set to yourself. Fun fact, I have terrible hands, as you can see. That was my weakness. But if you're a good setter, you can just do this. This looks better. Okay, yeah. If you're a good setter, you can just set to yourself. The very first thing that you can do is play with yourself. The next thing that you can do is grab a wall that you can play with. So if you get tired of, playing with yourself, you can play with the wall. And what you can do is just pass back and forth with the wall.
We lose a little bit of audio here. She's just talking about bumping it against the wall, and then she turns her body and practices doing it sideways. So notice how she turns her body there. Okay? That's how you bump side from the side.
Flip around. Go on the other side. You can also set against the wall.
She loses a little audio here too. She's just talking about any kind of touch that you can do to practice the setting.
Pass yourself, set to yourself, pass again. You can pass, set, roll shot, pass, set, roll shot.
That's a great way to start with the overhand stuff, like the serving or whatever. Just playing that game, they call it pepper. You bump, you set, and you just tap a little pop there.
The next thing we're going to do is have a person help you practice your serve receive. And so how they can do that is
I skipped number 3. That's why number 4 is there.
Far distance from you outside and just throw balls at you so that you have a longer distance ball coming that you can practice passing. So this is how that would look with a throw.
So just having somebody throw the ball to you and practice passing.
I'm letting that ball go halfway because if there's a net, right, the net is going to be somewhat closer to me.
So if you don't have a net, you don't want to hit it all the way back to that person. You want to hit it maybe halfway in between. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you found it informative. I hope that you like the videos and that you will have something to practice. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your Alive camp with me. I'm so excited to do this, and enjoy the rest of your day.